All right. So Charlotte said, I'm Charlotte. I attended Alex Baisley's workshop and now have loads of exciting ideas. What questions do I ask myself to help focus this year and not try to do it all? I don't know. I mean, this is a way above my pay grade. How do we know what we want to do and what priorities to put it in? But Charlotte, first of all, where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from the UK,
Oh, great. Okay, we're in the UK.
in a place called Stamford. So it's not far from Cambridge, right in the middle.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Welcome. Well, here's one of the processes that I'll actually be leading a version of this towards the end of the year. I think on the 30th is one way we instantly overwhelm ourselves is we think we have to do it all at once. So one of the things I recommend is, first of all, if you have a bunch of ideas, make a list of all of the ideas, or put them all even better on index cards, one idea per card. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can type it out however you want to. But then you got the next 5 years, 2024 through 2029. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And you might want to look at it just like, okay, are some of these ideas just like a 2029 idea? This is way down the road. Is this 2028, 27, 26, 25, or is it this year? So first of all, just consider apportioning your ideas over the next 5 years, because I really have found it with myself when I look at all these ideas. It's like, shit, I shouldn't even be thinking about years. But there's the excitement, there's the urgency, and we don't know where else to put it, and we know if we put it down, we're going to lose it. So don't put it down. Put it somewhere in one of those buckets. Then you take the pile for this year, and that's probably still going to be too big and overwhelming. But does everything have to happen in the first quarter? Probably not. So make 4 different piles for each quarter. What are you going to look at this quarter, next quarter? Because some of them, it really shouldn't be till the end of the year. So that's one thing that will just immediately reduce the piles of things that you need to act on with any gusto, immediately. Another question I really recommend everybody ask when you're looking at ideas or projects is this, and I asked this to my friend Laura. She'd had the idea of creating a traditional skills school in Edmonton. Great idea. But she had so many ideas and she was overwhelmed. And I asked her this question. I said, if you found out, you woke up tomorrow and you realized somebody else had already created and launched this, and it was exactly the way you wanted to do it, would you feel upset or would you feel relieved? And she said, I'd feel so relieved. I said, great, that's not your project. That's for somebody else. If you would feel relieved that somebody else was doing it, you just want to see it in the world. You've got good taste, But that's different than it being yours to do. So that can also help eliminate some of these. It's just like, this is an idea that somebody should do, but it doesn't need to be me. Other questions to ask yourself are, you could think of 3 criteria to look at all these things through. One, how passionate am I about these? And you can make columns, you could just do columns and add up the numbers here. 1 through 10, how passionate am I about this? Like, am I really lit up and on fire about doing this? Like, I can't think of anything else, can't wait to do it. Number 2, how competent do I feel on this? Like, is this something I feel really capable to do, this idea? Or is this like, man, I'd have to do years of learning? 3, profitability. Just what's the chance this is actually going to sustain me, bring in some money? So you can ask those questions. You give yourself 1 through 10 and add up the number. You can probably think of other columns to add. One of the ones I would certainly add is just, is there really a need and a desire for this thing you want to do? I mean, you might want to do it, but is anyone actively craving it? Because if nobody's craving it in the marketplace, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be real hard. Even if you think it's needed, that's really different than people wanting it. So those are some questions I would start with. That's some of the process I'd start with. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Thank you so much. So helpful.
Oh, I'm glad.